This is Megan Dennett's coaching video on the 2nd of December, 10 o'clock, Den 101 65492. Welcome to my coaching video. I'm going to be talking about what you need to be a good coach. So the first thing is you need to take on many different roles to be an effective coach. The first one is a trainer. To be a good trainer, you need good knowledge, to be encouraging and to be motivational as well. A trainer is someone who pushes the performer to the limits so that they can work hard and achieve their goals. You need to know people's goals really well so that you can make plans and push them in the right way so that they can achieve them and support them so they feel comfortable working around you. An example of a trainer is a personal trainer. They need to know their clients really well and know their goals so that they can push them and know that they're working in the right way to get to their goals. The next role a good coach needs to take on is to be a role model. To be a role model, you need passion, to be supportive, and to be approachable. You need passion to encourage people because they'll be looking up to you and copying you. So if you show that you're passionate, then they'll be passionate as well. You need to be supportive and approachable so that people feel like they can come to you and get advice from you and look up to you and want to be like you. The people that are generally role models are if you teach kids. So an example is a teacher teaching PE. The kids will want somebody to look up to, and young athletes will look up to their coach. So you need to be passionate and supportive and generally just be someone that they can copy and they'll learn sportsmanship from and gain good behaviour from, so they'll develop further in life. So the next role that a good coach needs to take on is to be a manager. To be a good manager, you need to be responsible, organised and positive. It's a manager's role to organise the team or the individuals' paperwork, like sorting out games, finances within a club. They need to be really organised and proactive to make sure everything's done and be able to delegate jobs so that everyone's doing the thing that they do best so that people aren't stretched too far and people will gain the best skills from each different person in the team. An example is a football team manager. They need to know how to organise their players, set up matches and know best who to play so that they can implement the best tactics and generally win most games with their team. The next and final role is an educator. To be an educator, you need to have clear instructions, be supportive and be very instructive to your students or players. You should be able to give clear and basic instructions, including demonstrations, so that everybody understands. Supportive to all people, so that people can understand and learn from you, and be a guide to encourage and motivate players, and also let them come up with their own ideas so that they can develop their skills on their own as well as gaining stuff from you. An example again is a primary school teacher. They need to be really encouraging, over enthusiastic and support the students so that they'll learn new skills and develop, but also just guide them slowly so that they can develop their own thoughts and tactics through in sport and learn by themselves. So some comparisons is that when you're teaching team and individuals, if you're teaching a team, then a manager is more important than a trainer, for example, because a big team needs somebody that can organise all the games, organise all the different people in the team, whereas an individual can probably organise themselves a lot better, so maybe don't need the coach to be a manager role. They'll need more of a trainer to push them hard and do better. Another comparison is elite versus non-elite. An elite athlete who is doing loads of competitions, has a tight training schedule, will need a manager as a coach to be able to organise that and make sure that they're on time for everything, whereas a non-elite will need more of an educator to help teach them new skills and they can develop to become better at the sport. By a coach taking on these different roles, it will have an impact on them and their performers as well. So their performance will benefit from it. As if the coach takes on an educator role, then it'll be a really easy learning environment and they'll learn new skills. Whereas if they take on a trainer role, then they're going to be pushed hard to get those skills, master them, so they'll keep improving. However, this could be bad for the performers, as if the coach changes roles, then the performers won't really know what to expect from the sessions. They don't know if they're going to be pushed really hard or it's going to be quite an easy lesson. So the coach should really take on one role with each group that he teaches and stick to that one until he feels that they're ready to be pushed harder. It'll have an impact on the coach as it will make their sessions more diverse. They will learn new skills themselves by taking on different roles. So it'll be good for them, but it also could push them too far if they take on too many roles, as for example if they do a manager and an educator and also a role model at the same time, trying to teach really well, be a good role model and be a good manager for a full team could just stretch the coach too far, so they might not be able to do their job as well. So the next thing a good coach should have is responsibilities. So the first one is equal opportunities. This is including everyone. A coach needs to have confidence when they do this, as they need to involve every student without being scared of upsetting some students, as it's like making sure everyone has partners in sessions, making sure people feel comfortable enough to join in. Everyone should be involved. It doesn't matter how old they are, what gender, anything, it shouldn't matter. So an example of this is football is usually seen as a male sport. A good coach should, in a session, should change the rule slightly so that everyone in the team has to touch the ball. This will include males and females before they can shoot, to ensure everyone gets to be part of the game, no matter what their ability or gender, which will make everyone feel involved and they'll gain more skills. A coach needs to do this so people don't feel discriminated, no one's left out, and mainly so that all players are part of the session and learn new skills and will enjoy it as well. The next responsibility a coach has is to have professional behaviour. This includes having codes of practices, using appropriate behaviour, wearing appropriate clothes. Coaches will be checked up on in sessions, so they need to make sure that they're showing that they have professional behaviour, like dressing in the right way, not swearing in front of people, and making sure that all their participants are safe and happy. An example of this is a golf coach shouldn't turn up to a lesson not wearing the right shoes and shouting, as this is against the rules of golf and shows disrespectful behaviour, so it's not professional to do this. They should turn up on time with the right equipment, behave in a good manner. Next is health and safety. So health and safety is a really, really important responsibility. It includes making sure everyone's got the right equipment, doing risk assessments, making sure the area is safe for all students, and just making sure that everybody's safe, no one's at risk of getting injured, and it covers the coach's back so that there's no legal problems with his sessions. An example of this is in a hockey training session. The coach should do a risk assessment in the area. Things like weights should be moved, and check that everybody has appropriate equipment, like the right size hockey sticks, and the students will have the right size stick. This is so that they don't get hurt or could slip over and things like that. The final responsibility a good coach should have is knowledge of the environment and the sport. This is knowing the rules, the regulations, and having qualifications to back up your knowledge. They should gain knowledge from teaching lessons. They'll gain their own knowledge, going to workshops and seminars to get better with their knowledge, and understand all rules and regulations so they can pass it on to their students so they learn the right rules. They can be a better coach, a more thorough coach as they understand it fully, and bring new things to the team, make their players better. An example of this is a cricket coach should be eager to do their level 1, 2 and 3 coaching levels to get better knowledge of the sport, understand the rules better and keep up to date with new laws like boundary measurements and equipment that is needed. This will make sure that everything is done properly in the sessions that they run and they have the best possible knowledge at the time. So some comparisons of this is a team versus individual. So if you're teaching an individual, then professional conduct is really, really important, as it will be one-to-one sessions. So you need to make sure that you do everything professionally so that no allegations can be made against you, and it feels like a safe place for the individual as well. Whereas with a team, as there's a lot of you, this isn't as important as health and safety, as there'll be a lot of children with you. So you need to make sure that all equipment checks are done and the area is safe so nobody hurts themselves. So elite and non-elite will also have different responsibilities and more important. So if you're teaching elite, then the knowledge of the coaching environment is the most important, because the elite athletes will need to be completely up to date on the rules. You'll need to inform them of this, and you'll need to have great knowledge of the sport as they do, so that they can improve as well as you. Whereas non-elite this isn't as important, but equal opportunities are important, as you could be teaching lots of children who want to be involved, and if they're shy people, then they need to be involved as well. Age. So if you're teaching really young children, then health and safety is obviously a very important factor to keep them safe, so that no one gets injured. Whereas if you're teaching older students, then the knowledge is more important, as they can probably deal with a lot of the health and safety themselves. So they want to learn new skills and stuff, so knowledge is more important. So the next thing a good coach needs is skills. The first skill is problem solving. This takes awareness. You need to have knowledge, and you need to be able to make decisions. So problem solving takes good communication as well, as you need to be able to explain problems so that you can gain help with them. Good awareness, so that you can spot the problems and be able to fix them straight away before they cause a bigger problem. And obviously knowledge, so that you can fix the problem that's come up. An example is during a basketball game, a coach sees one of his players are being heavily marked, and it's hard to get a shooting opportunity out of this. He should have knowledge of new or different setups, so he can change the positions of the team, so that one of the players is marked, they can still break through and make shots out of that situation. That's why problem solving is really important, so you can change things and still perform well in the team. The next skill is time management. Time management takes organisation, planning and being able to differentiate sessions. Obviously you need to be organised, making time plans, make sure equipment's ready before sessions, so that it keeps students on time. You make the most of your sessions, people learn as much as they can in the sessions. You should get straight to the point, so it doesn't take too much time, and differentiate to make sessions longer if needed. An example of this is a coach would need to have good time management when he's teaching a large group at difficult skills. He needs to make sure that all of the equipment is ready. He knows exactly how long each part of the session is going to take, and this will make sure that in the session everybody gets to learn a skill from it, rather than running out of time and not learning anything. So the final skill a good coach needs is communication. This takes confidence, clear voice and eye contact. Communication is really key to any sports environment, so that people will can really hear and understand what you're